Well, we got another return back on Raw. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of heat from people for saying it. You know, I'm okay with the return of, Strowman. And I'll give you all my reasons why while, flapping my jibs here, but I'm okay with it. Like, he was one of the guys where he was always there, no matter if you like him or not. Like, he entertained people. People did like him. He was over. He did a lot, for the company when they needed him to. He's one of those guys. Pardon my chair. So I'm okay with him being back. Again, I know I'm going to get a lot of heat probably for that, and people tell me I'm wrong. But when he got cut for budget cuts, they let him go. Well, they're making record profits. That was one of those sure pal moments in my life, and we all have a lot of them, especially in the machine. But I didn't really. It was like him, Bray, like that crossing skull, hit row, Kyoto, like the list just kept going on, and we all know I wasn't a fan. I've been, yeah, very clear about that. You can't go and say it's for budget reasons while you're having record profits. So I'm glad to see him back. We're going to go through a bunch of the phases of Strowman because I think he did do some good work. I mean, there was some stuff that got hokey and stupid. I mean, but when it came down to like the swamp match or something like that, like he was just doing what he was told. They said, "Here's what you're doing." He said, "Okay." You can't hate on him. It's kind of like when everyone was booing Liv out of the building after how they booked that match for SummerSlam. She just went out there and did what they told her to. Like, how much hate can you give her for it? And there at the end, I thought he's having much better matches than he was for a while. It's like that era there where Lashley was having great matches with everybody and making everyone look really good. It was right around there. Strowman was, doing the same thing to me. He was doing much better than he normally, than they did having him booked with. He was taking big bumps, doing bigger moves, working with everybody. So I enjoyed seeing it just because, you didn't get to see the big guys do it all the time. But he has come a very long way. A lot of people probably just remember him from the main roster, or if you're new to wrestling, just getting back into it, you only know him there at the end. But I mean, I remember all the way back to when you see, yes, that's Adam Rose and the Rosebuds. That's him up there in that Schamburger. But there he is behind him as a Rosebud, crazy as that sounds, which then moved him to the black sheep of the Wyatt family. When he debuted, and we were going, who in the bejesus is this guy? And all I remember was beady eyes going, goofy looking some bitch. At least I was honest about it, but he did play a big role in all of that. And I mean, there he is with Bray and Brody. Just think all the stuff that he got to, learn from Brody under that tree. And we all obviously miss him. Like, he was super talented, no matter what you feel about his work with the machine or anywhere. Like, he was super talented, and that was a great group. They did a great job with that. With Rowan and the Wyatt family, that was a great run there. I mean, everything has to come to an end. We got the Monster Among Men, which went for forever. Again, there was some weird stuff flipping over, ambulances, this, that. I mean, it got, hokey and weird, but he did put in some good matches in there and have some good, rivalries along the way while he's trying to figure it out. Because, he went from the group, he was a monster, but he was always in a group. And when you're all on your own having to do all of it, it takes you a while to figure it out. Like, hell, it's just, I mean, the first couple episodes I did all these. Like, that was ridiculous. And then go back and watch the first one Justin was on. Couldn't tell, but he was nervous as hell. It just started flowing after that. And again, there were good moments. Nothing, too spectacular. There's a bunch of, weird stuff. But he did a hell of a job, and he was over. People dug it. You still remember that match with Nicholas at WrestleMania in New Orleans. Winning the tag titles, all that. Like, there were moments like that, which led us to him as Universal Champion. And he won that after he was already home because he wasn't going to be on Mania in 2020. Roman backed out at the last minute. They called him to go back so he could take out Goldberg and become champion. Like, they picked him. They could have had anyone else. There's so many people on the roster. He was the one they said, come back. He was a company guy, and he got to be champion. Again, let's not get into the swamp match or any of the stuff that happened with it all. Because, it told some good story stuff, but there was just so much hokiness. Yeah, at least that's what I called. It was weird. But I thought he did a decent job with what he was given. Like, and there was a bunch of people back then that was just, they were doing what they could with what they had, especially him, because they were literally just then trying to figure out how to do any of it. And they're in the PC before the Thunderdome or any of that. Like, he got back on plane, flew back, and had a very, fairly decent run. Did it end well? No. Is it the greatest thing ever? No. But look, I mean, look at what they had to work with. Look how many people they couldn't have there, the people that didn't work. Like, there was a lot of stuff that was going on around then, which makes, a lot of the title reigns from then seem, cheaper, I guess is the word. But I thought he did, for what he had. I mean, look at some of the stuff we were dealing with. Once I got to the Thunderdome, things got better. They got back into a groove. But right there at the beginning, with how many people they could have a building at a time, all of that, like, I thought they did a fairly good job getting everything together, which gets us to his WrestleMania angle with Shane. Talking about, bullies and him being bullied by Shane. Again, I thought he did a great job talking about that and being honest. And I say, I like honesty, and I thought that was, a great angle of Braun. And, it led to the payoff that we all wanted and we all expected. And he was, right there doing a WrestleMania match, which is huge. Like, that's really, really huge. And the return thing, to see all of that, like, to be in the role with Shane, because he's going to put on a good match, Shane, no matter what. Matches are entertaining, whether he's trying to kill himself all the time or not. That was really good. I enjoyed it. We get to control your narrative, Braun, which I didn't get to see any of it. I really, honestly didn't care. But, regardless of what you feel about that, that led us to Monday night and his return home. He was ripped, he's jacked, and they put him into a perfect position, taking out the whole tag division. No matter how much weird it is, like, we're trying to make them all look good, and then he just comes out and kills all of them simultaneously with one hand behind his back. But, he's home. The control your narrative thing just never felt right to me. I mean, he's made some comments and stuff along the way about independent wrestling. Like, he's put his foot in his mouth, but he's back home. And all the hokiness we talk about from, the last run there and how weird it got sometimes. Now Triple H is in charge of all of it. And I think that could be a much larger thing. And they could bring the whole Monster Among Men and all of that to a whole different level that didn't just get so ridiculous. And I think they'll let him have better matches with people now that Triple H is in charge, not just go out there and be a monster. Which does put you in a box, sadly. I don't care what anyone says. Go be a monster, put you in a box. Like, go do this. That's it. So I think it's going to be super, positive for him to be back home with Triple H in charge. I think it could make a very great difference in all of it. Like, I really honestly do think that it's going to be a good thing. And again, I'm sure I missed stuff in there, but he's had title runs, all kinds of other stuff, just here and there. Not only focused on a little bit, matches with Brock Lesnar, all kinds of cool stuff, but all the stuff they do with him and Alexa Bliss in the stuff with Bray. I mean, there was a lot of good stuff in there. And I hope everyone just remembers that. And he was over. Like, it's all kinds of people saying he wasn't over. He was over. Merchandise was selling. YouTube hits were crazy. People were looking at by the millions. You're over. Not just looking at you because they don't want to see you. And I know I'm going to take heat for saying that. I'm glad he's back, but I am. He was one of the ones I went, really? It's kind of like what they did to, Cross and Scarlett. Like, really? Like, that's how you're using it. And so many other people. Like, Hit Row called them up literally to just release them so they had a longer wait period. That's how I feel. What, Paula did it, but, Bray, Braun, that, like, there were so many people in that I think it's a great fresh beginning. I like all Cross's promos too, but Braun being back, I'm excited to see what they do for Friday. I really am. Hopefully they throw him right into a title picture and something happens. Even though he hasn't been there for forever, I'd like to see someone that has been, dethrone Roman that's been there doing it. But, however they do it, they find a good way to do it. No one's going to be mad. And I think it's going to be a better run because he's not going to have his hands tied behind his back because you're just a big guy. So, go do monster things. I think Triple H will let him have much more, wide array of things to go with it. Again, still taking out the whole tag division. That was a bit weird, but hell, he took out the whole tag division, trying to build him up as this big, brooding force that worked. It made him look like a destroyer and a monster among men. And I think it'll be a very different time this time around. Hopefully he's humbled, more and stuff. But Only time will tell. I'm just excited to have him back. I really am. Again, he's brought a lot of people back. I'm still trying to figure out Hit Row if I like it or not. Yeah, I was hoping the Maximum Male models would be gone. Except for Maxine, she can stick around. But it's good to see him back. I'm excited. I like it. If you don't, oh well. But super excited about it, and I'm glad. Looking forward to what they do on SmackDown with it. Now there's back and see who else they bring back in the folder when they bring Bray back. Like that's the big one that's left. But that's where I'm going to leave this one. Yeah, try to keep it short as it's short. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Everyone that's following along, I appreciate all of you. Don't forget to share it out to as many people as you can. Comment on it. Let me know what you think, because that helps immensely to get it farther up there. Like the video, help shoot it up the thing. And no matter what, let me know what you think. Comments, your feelings are always accepted and help me understand everyone else's thoughts. So enjoy yourselves. I'll be back here in a few days. Enjoy the rest of the week. Be good to one another. Until next time, peace.